Seems like every single day Japan is getting a new problem after another. While it's like foreigners or whatever, birth rates, whatever. But now they're getting attacking bears. Yes, bears attacking people, bro. Let's check it out, bro.
Japan has a new problem. Japanese bears, known as kuma, have mysteriously started
Kuma.
attacking people all around the country.
Damn, that's a
Even in
big
the
ass
middle of
bear.
cities, hundreds of people are
Oh,
getting attacked. And now the situation has become so crazy that the government has sent out the army to fight against this mysterious bear invasion and also built robot monster wolves to stop the kuma from taking
yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, bro. I mean, maybe it will. It might scare them a little bit.
over Japan. This might just be the craziest thing we've talked about on this channel so far, but before we go there, I want to thank Cyber cannot locate private platform in case your person guarantee has been native to go back to the video. Attacks like this aren't new to Japan, as bears have always been native to the
Damn,
country.
bro.
However, now suddenly something
punching the
has
shit out of that
mysteriously
bear.
changed in the Japanese mountains, as the bears have started leaving their usual habitat and began coming to the cities and attacking people.
Nah.
This has caused panic all around the country, as nothing like this has ever happened
Bro,
before.
two of them.
And now, many people are afraid to leave their houses,
Mama
as
bear and the
attacks like
cub.
this have recently been happening every single day. Just last month, a body of a 73-year-old man was found decapitated by a bear
What?
in Iwate Prefecture, only 2 kilometers away from a different
Decapitated, bro. That bear ripped his head off clean.
location where a 50-year-old man who was cleaning the outdoor baths in a local hot spring
Oh, and it was in a
killed
hot spring
and dragged to the
too.
forest by another bear a week earlier. And I could go on, since on that same week, a bear entered a supermarket in Gumma attacking 2 people, and another incident happened in a popular tourist area where a tourist got injured after being swiped by a bear. These are just some examples from the past weeks, as incidents like these are now happening all the time around Japan. The number of these attacks have skyrocketed in an unprecedented.
Bro, Japan cannot take a break, bro. Japanese people cannot have a break, bro. There's so much I hear going on in Japan, bro. And this is like the least thing I ever, like the least expected thing to hear. Now they're having bears attack everyone, bro. It's not funny, but it's just, bro, it's just unfortunate
Way to such a degree that
for
in certain
Japanese people, bro,
areas,
because they be going
especially
through a
in
lot
northern Japan, the
as of
number of
lately,
victims has
especially.
increased by 500% and is expected to keep rising unless the government is able to
Wait, are
do
those
something
bear
about
attacks?
it. Percent and is especially in northern Japan, the number of victims has increased by 500% and is expected to keep rising unless the government is able to do something about it soon, which seems unlikely. So, what happened? Why are the bears suddenly wandering to cities and attacking people? Climate shifts, food shortages, and hunting restrictions all play a role in the situation, but a big part of the blame why the bears have suddenly started invading cities can be placed on Japan's population decline. As the older generation has passed away,
Bro,
and
if
the
I
younger
was that dude on the
generation
bike,
has
bro,
moved to bigger cities,
I'll hit
countryside
it, bro.
villages have
I'll
slowly
hit the
started to die
dash.
out in Japan. These villages, known as Satoyama, historically have played an important role in keeping Japan safe, as they have worked as barriers between the mountains and the residential areas, keeping the wild animals away. However, now that the Satoyama have been abandoned due to the population decline, bears have started taking these areas over, getting used to living around houses, scavenging human food, and even roaming deeper into the cities themselves. With the bears learning to live among people, they have now started appearing in downtown areas, attacking people, climbing on buildings, chasing cars, and eating pets. This has caused Japan to build their own monsters to fight against the invasion, called the Monster Wolf, which we'll get to soon. An example of one of these attacks was filmed by Sato Seshi-san, who was shooting a video while collecting mushrooms in Iwate Prefecture. At one point, Sato noticed a dark creature watching him in the forest from the corner of his eye.
Bro, this is,
and
look, I like going to I like hiking and stuff, especially in forests, bro. But like bears, though, like they really make me not want to go outside. To like, when I go to, like, when you go to hiking trails or whatever, and it's like in the forest and stuff, and it's so beautiful and stuff. I love doing that, but I'm always wary of bears, bro. That's like the one thing I fear.
And that he couldn't be able to run away, Sato picked a stick from nearby
That
and made himself look bigger while making as much noise as he could in the
and
hopes
mountain
that it would
lions too.
scare the bear away.
Many types of animals that attack humans.
This, however, didn't seem to work, as suddenly the bear started charging towards him, making Sato have to fight for his life.
Oh shh. Bro, he whacking the shit out of that bear. Oh, did the bear get him down?
Even though Sato was able to survive the attack, he did
Bro,
end up
he
having
is
to rush
lucky
to
to
the
survive that.
hospital as the bear, with its sharp claws, was able to cut his leg and arms open.
God.
One of the reasons why attacks like this are especially dangerous in
Damn.
Japan isn't just because the bears themselves
Bro,
are
hold up.
hospital.
That is
Bear, with
bad.
sharp claws, was able
Like the leg is bad, but the
to cut
arm
his leg and arms
especially
open.
looks
One of the
insane.
reasons why attacks like this are especially dangerous in Japan isn't just because the bears themselves are dangerous, but also because the people aren't allowed to protect themselves. Due to Japan's strict gun laws, many people who live in these areas infested by bears aren't legally allowed to carry weapons, causing them to have to defend themselves with sticks or simply by punching whenever they get attacked by a bear. What makes this current situation
That's
even
probably the
worse
worst
is
position
that
to
even
be.
the
You're
Japanese
climbing and the
police are
bear is on
rendered
top.
useless
I mean, on the
whenever a
bottom
bear
trying to
finds
get you, bro.
its
That's
way
like
into
the
the
worst
city,
position
as
to
their
be.
handguns aren't powerful enough to penetrate the bear's thick hide. The only ones capable of eliminating the threat are licensed hunters who live in the area. However, due to it being incredibly hard to get a hunting license these days, there aren't many of them left. And now, in the wake of this Kuma crisis, these few remaining hunters have to be ready 24/7 to help the police whenever a bear goes rampage in the city. Or that's at least how it was for a while, because the situation seems to have gotten out of hand completely, and now even some of the hunters have decided that they're not going to help anyone anymore. This all started in the town of Shakotan, where everything got out of control after a massive bear was caught right outside the house of a local politician, Kaida Kazuyoshi. When the hunters arrived at his house to take care of the bear, Kaida, the politician, started arguing with them and questioning why so many people were needed to handle a single bear. He then started shouting that they were
Bro, are you dumb? It's a bear. It's not like it's a deer or like a small, and it's a freaking bear. You need multiple people for that, especially how fast they move
all there
and how
only for
vicious
the
they are.
money, threatened to reduce the town's hunting budget and promised that he would get their license taken away. However, the truth is that currently these hunters receive only around $20 a day and often
Yeah, I'm not
cover the
doing that.
cost of gasoline and maintaining their weapons
Yeah,
themselves,
nah, bro.
meaning
If you have a big situation like this and you need hunters, bro, you better be paying them handsomely, bro. $20 a day? Are you kidding me? To risk my life to save yours?
these small rewards almost never lead to profit. The hunters felt that risking their lives every day fighting against the bears and then getting threatened by the people they try to help simply isn't worth it, especially considering they were essentially doing all of this voluntarily. The hunters then said that until Kaida apologizes, they would not respond to any further calls from the town, and as Kaida refused to apologize, even when faced with nationwide criticism, the government had to
He's so
recruit more
stubborn.
manpower to fight against the bear invasion. On November 5th, 2025, Shinjiro Koizumi, Japan's Minister of Defense, deployed the Japanese military to northern parts of Japan in order to help with the crisis. Which shows how crazy things have gotten, as this is the first time Japan's military has been deployed to fight against wildlife. The military's mission is to set up traps and patrol forests in Akita Prefecture in the hopes that they're able to buy time until the hunter situation is resolved. On top of this, schools in these dangerous areas have begun arming children with pepper spray on their walks to school, and the government even plans on training the police to use hunting rifles against the bears. However, training like this on such a wide scale might take years to achieve. In a typical Japanese fashion, even though they are years behind with arming the police effectively, they are decades ahead when it comes to robotics. This is Monster Wolf, a mechanical monster made to fight the real-life monsters. Equipped with infrared and motion sensors, these robots are able to move in the wild and unleash an arsenal of flashing lights and noise whenever they detect a wild animal in a place where they shouldn't be. As they work on solar power and only cost around $3,000 to make, many local governments have sent out hundreds of these monster wolves to patrol around cities in Japan. They have surprised.
I mean, this is good. It's good, but like, you really just rather make something that costs 3,000 instead of just paying the hunters more, like paying them at least 50 or 100. I think they'll be fine with 50, let alone 100. Like, come on.
surprisingly been proven to be extremely effective, as
But if
Takikawa
it's
City,
effective,
for
it's effective.
example, hasn't seen a single bear enter the city once they installed these robots.
All right,
But
then.
even though they are working right now, many experts think that eventually the highly intelligent bears will be able to figure
I mean,
out
that's what
that
I'm
these
saying.
robots aren't actually as menacing as they might look. This is why the cities try to change the movements and the sounds these monster wolves make from time to time in order to stay ahead of the game, like in here, where the mayor's voice tells the animals to get back to the mountains. Honestly, this whole situation has been wild to see, as it seems like every
Bro,
day
acting like the
things
bear
are
can
getting
understand
crazier
that.
and crazier. But not everything I see on the TV is bad news, as I was also able to catch footage of this drill where a guy in a bear mask is going apeshit, while the rest of the village throws firecrackers at him and poke his ass with a stick. In all seriousness though, right now it seems like things will be only getting worse, as Japan clearly hasn't been prepared for something like this to happen, and all of these countermeasures seem to be there simply to buy time rather than to fix the situation from ground up. Which ends up begging the question, should you be worried about bears whenever you travel to Japan? The short answer to that is yes and no. The fact is that even though the chances that you will be get attacked by a bear are low, they are definitely not zero. Naturally, these bears aren't an issue in the middle of Tokyo, but if you are planning to go hiking, especially in northern parts of Japan, it would be kinda stupid to not be prepared. Many people in Japan bring bear spray with them when they go hiking, since no matter how much someone has done jiu-jitsu, they can't choke out a bear that's 300 kilograms of pure muscle. In case the worst thing happens and you come across a bear, it's best to do as those people who have actually survived a bear attack and not turn your back on it and try to scare it away. And if that doesn't work, you're basically fucked, which is why
Oh God, bro. I hear people saying that when you see a bear, you should play dead. That's the dumbest thing ever, bro. Do not play dead, bro. Try to like if first of all, if you're in front of face to face to a bear and you don't have nothing, you're already screwed. So might as well fight before you freaking get even more fucked up by the bear. Like try to scare it, try to look big, try to make sound, hit it with a stick. That kind of rhymed though. That rhymed, huh? But that's what I'm saying. Like do something, bro, because you're gonna die either way if you don't do nothing. So
the best course
might
of
as well
action is to
go
get
out
down on
doing
the
something.
ground in a fetal position and protect
This is what I'm saying. This is the dumbest thing, bro. Because what if the bear just like eats you, bro?
your head, as according to research, that's where the bears are most likely to attack. Stay safe out there, and don't forget to click the link on the description to get the special discount.
Hey, what would y'all do in a bear attack? How would you survive it? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.